Ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and the only Sir Hale speaks in the building. What's going on, everyone? It's good to see you. It is the one and the only Sir Hale Speaks. We are in the building. It's good to see everybody. Now listen, guys, so we're in for a really good reaction video. I'm doing this, and this is specifically targeted for those who are about 25 and under. I'm doing this because I think we have to have a conversation, particularly those of us who are over 30 years old, who've gone through life, who've had experiences. I think it's very important for us to have candid conversations about the decisions we make in life and the consequences that could follow. In today's reaction video, we're going to see a young woman who purports to have been in a relationship with somebody who she agreed to do something that has completely impacted her life. This young woman she has been caught trying to deposit into cash out on fraudulent checks. And I want you guys to listen to the details about this because I think it's going to add some context and it's going to speak to the point that I want to make in this video. So you guys hang tight. I'm going to respond. I'm going to react to this. Take a look at this and you guys let me know what you guys think about this.
This is 27-year-old Destiny Meeks. On scene, deputies learned that Destiny has successfully cashed 4 checks from a realty company's account.
Now, guys, this is very important information to understand. She's successfully cashed 4 different checks. And so just so you guys, everybody knows this, particularly the young folks, it's very important that anytime you're making transactions, particularly that don't look typical of your normal deposits and looks fraudulent, you're gonna spark some interest. So you don't wanna do anything crazy. You wanna be honest, but never think that you are getting over just because you don't get caught immediately. That's a point that I want anybody who is into fast money, anybody who wants success too easily, I want you to understand that nothing you do, nothing you get happens quickly is going to last very long. You know, a lot of times one of the things that young people fall into the trap of is because they haven't gotten caught yet. The assumption is, listen, I'm getting by. We're doing good. If I was going to get caught, I would have been caught, and don't realize that sometimes behind the scenes, each of the wrongs you are doing is being tallied so that once a case is made against you, it is ironclad and there's nothing you can do to wiggle out of it. That's what happened in this case. Let's watch a little bit more, guys.
And was caught after getting into an argument with a bank employee that suspected the check to be fraudulent and denied her funds.
Hello. What was the fraud in the bullshit? I'm sorry. Oh, nice to meet you. Pleasure. Right. Very nice to meet you.
So what's going on today?
I'm sorry.
So here, the police is just gathering information. All they're doing is going through protocol. They're gathering information, and they're pretty much explaining, you know, why they were alarmed and why they called the police, because at this particular time, the amount of in terms of what's been deposited is over 10,000. So this is a felony at this point. And so the banks are just doing what the banks have to do. They're not considerate of anything else other than their business. And I'm saying this because a lot of times our younger people think that you can just make mistakes and people are going to show some grace and mercy because you were young, or because, you know, you had a rough upbringing, or because you were ignorant or you were immature, didn't know. When you get grown, you can't expect mercy from people, particularly when you're playing with people's money and with their business. Like if you do this, you have to be prepared to absorb the consequences of your decisions. So they're explaining this. There are no emotions involved. There are no feelings involved. It is all business. If you mess up business, if you do something, now you got to do the crime. Like when you do something wrong, other people have to do their job. So if you're doing wrong and expect people to show you sympathy and empathy, whether it's for your age or your relationship status or the fact that you were ignorant to certain things, when you are grown, it is your responsibility. And ignorance is not a defense for breaking the law. Let's watch a little bit more, guys. I'm going to speed this up to the end because I want you guys to see her response as she understands the magnitude of her decisions. Take a look at this.
So if each charge, they'll tell you when you go up there.
How many charges do I have? Oh my God, sir. What would be the name for it? For the charges?
Uttering a forged check and grand theft.
I didn't steal
So
no
let me give you an
check.
example. Let me give you an example. If each charge was, let's say, $3,000 was the bond, so that would be $6,000. A bail bondsman gets 10%, so you'd have to come up with $600. If that's what it is. If that's what it is. It may be less, it may be more, I don't know. They'll tell you when you go up
Do I have to get that grant, though? Because I did not steal no check. I didn't have no knowledge that that check was stolen.
See, that is the wrong time to start defending yourself. See, the easiest thing to do, every young people, listen to me very carefully. It is very easy to do the right thing than it is to explain yourself once you've been caught. Maybe it's true that you didn't mean to do it, but when you break a law or you commit crime, you don't get to negotiate yourself out of that. You don't get to do that because your responsibility is to think before you act, not to rationalize after you made the mistake, right? And so no matter how many tears you cry, no matter how personable you might be, if you break the law, there are going to be consequences. In the world, the police, the law enforcement, banks, businesses do not owe you any level of sympathy or empathy when you do something to impact their business or you do something to violate the law. All right, let's listen to a little bit more. She's going to say something that I want all of the young people, particularly my young ladies, to hear. Take a listen.
I honestly can tell you that I have no knowledge that that check had been stolen, Mr. Eric. I promise you I did. I would never went inside the bank and did that.
Well, again, that's something that you could tell the judge when you have.
Now listen, she's saying, like, she's pleading her case that she truly did not know that the check was stolen. But here's the thing. Now, and let's say I agree and I believe her. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. But here's the thing. Just because you don't know, if something is occurring that seems too good to be true, like somebody is just giving you thousands of dollars, you don't know where it's coming from. There is no place to, confirm its validity or its veracity. There's no way to make sure that it's legitimate, but yet you're going to take the check and you're going to deposit it in your account, even if you didn't know it was stolen. There should be some inkling of an alert that triggers in your head to say something seems off about this. Let's do some verification to make sure that if I'm going to deposit this, that this comes back clear and that I'm not going to get into trouble. So often what happens is people start getting checks in an amount of money that they're not used to, and they end up making ridiculous decisions that end up costing them later. All right, so she is pleading her case about what she did not know. But again, ignorance is not a defense when you break the law. Let's listen to a little bit more, guys.
Appearance, okay? You're gonna
Do
get
I have appearance the same day or no?
No, you're gonna be able to bond out. So this is a bondable offense. This isn't something that you're gonna have to stay in jail for. As long as you can post a bond. Okay, I don't know if your parents or somebody or anybody you know, friends could help you if you need help. But what I would suggest is it gives you a day to get your affairs in order, take off of work, call in sick, whatever you got to do to take the day off, and meet me at that address that I gave you in Boca on Wednesday morning. This is something that's gonna pass. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. This is gonna pass. Okay.
Now, listen, guys. I respect the police officer for being calm and being respectful. And I think this speaks to one of the key things about law enforcement. For the majority of police officers, if you are respectful and cooperative with them for the most part, what I've seen in my experience is they'll work with you, they'll talk with you. But here is the thing. At the very end of that, she says, he ruined my life. And while it may be possible that the person she was with did cause this, if she did not agree to it, it wouldn't have happened. I'm saying this to all of my young ladies, all of my young gentlemen. When it comes to the decisions you make as an adult, you don't get to blame somebody else. Your life are the sum total of your decisions. And no one can ruin your life if you don't give them access to do so. You don't have to go along with everything. You don't have to agree to everything. And just because you really love them, you don't ruin your life because you love somebody. Because if they loved you back, they wouldn't ask you to. I know some of you guys are ride or die, and I get there are certain situations where that may need to be, a part of this. But you're not married to this person. There is no future with this person. They're a criminal. They're not working. You never put your future in jeopardy for somebody who's not going anywhere. Sir Hale Speaks in the building. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I want to hear from you. Every parent, I want you to send this to your young adults, your teenagers, to protect themselves. You do not mess up your life for love. Love wouldn't ask you to do that. I'm Sir Hale Speaks. You guys leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this reaction video. I want to hear from you. I'll talk with you soon. Until next time, Sir Hale Speaks is out the building. Peace. Sir Hale Speaks in the building.